Undo my jack a little bit. Yep.
Undo. This is where our Starlink is installed.
Somebody's not waiting, she's hungry.
So, yeah, I create 1989.
Yeah. What do you think, babe?
A little more snow than home. A little chilly. And been pretty windy. It's very hard to actually film something straight and stay in between the lanes with the wind gusts we've been having today. And we're getting into the notch and it looks like it's snowing, or you just never know when you get up here.
Somebody's hangry. Somebody needs some food, huh?
Yeah, it's been a little while since we ate breakfast.
Yeah, we're at the, show you. Yeah, there we go. Black Mountain Burger Company up in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. Right near Loon Mountain, if anybody's ever been up here. Scoping out some food. Diving in. Has real grill marks on it. Oh yeah, that's juicy. Good stuff. Yeah, I got mine here too, so I gotta dig in. All right, yeah, we're bundled up a little.
It's a bit chilly. We walked from our campsite down to the lake.
Yeah, Echo
I don't
Lake.
think we're gonna go swimming.
No, you can see behind us is Cannon Mountain.
And it's so windy today. The lifts aren't even running, so nobody's up there skiing.
Nope. I gotta undo my jack a little bit. Yeah.
Undo or do?
Down a little.
Okay.
If you can. Is it stuck on something? There we go.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm gonna pop this off for a minute so I can hear.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can see it's Cannon Mountain. Pan a little this way.
Yeah.
And then behind us, it's the down. Come over this way.
Oh, I'm coming. Yeah, there's got Echo Lake over here. That's nice and
looking down.
Over.
Looking down towards the notch. That's what this is, Franconia notch.
Yeah.
We have two. There's Crawford Notch is the other one. It's kind of more north and easterly from here. Runs east-west. This one runs north-south.
And it seems like you drive up, and the weather can be beautiful, and you get into the notch. And then it's snowing like crazy, windy. You never know what to predict.
Yeah, you'll have April days, May, and you'd be, t-shirt, comfortable, and then, you hit that, and it's just its own weather system parked over there.
Yeah.
Like, you might be able to hear the beeping. I don't know if they're getting ready, the snowcats ready, the groomers to go up. So, yeah, we're parked. We'll show you a little bit in a few minutes. Got our campsite for the night. Try out Vic's insulated curtain 1.0, which, if you didn't see the video before this one, last week's video, or whatever week it is, depending on when this comes out, check it out. You'll see her DIY.
My frustrations with my DIY.
Yeah, DIY disasters, which she called it. But lessons learned, right?
Yep, and then we'll have 2.0 for next time.
Right, so that'll be in some later videos. Not sure how much we'll do, so. Yep, and I can see the groomer over there going. So yeah, so pretty cool. So we'll show you the camp spot and that in a little bit. Just gotta check this out for a few more minutes and then head back.
It's not very good snowball. Snow. It's a little fluffy. Looks like we got quite a bit of ice under, maybe like an inch of snow.
Yeah.
So it should make for fun.
All right, so we've been talking about a tour. This is going to be kind of a mini tour since it's snowing outside. You saw us outside all bundled up before. Obviously, Mercedes Sprinter, kind of all standard. This one's got the nice display. It's kind of hard to see right now to show you, but they did redo the seats. We've got S-Pod, control our air compressor, light bar, rear lights, all that kind of stuff. Fog lights, everything. With that, a little level we put in, actually bought these aftermarket little ram ball attachments for things. So Vicky's got her camera, we've got a level here to help make it easier. We actually bought this great thing from Terra X, which is, if folks have, you got a Sprinter, you ever put your phone in here to charge, it gets really hot. Plus you can't get your cables out. This is just a 3D printed thing you put in, screws in. You can pull your cables out if you want. We did put a headliner in bought it through Canadian Adventure Vans, but I forget who the vendors that they get it from. So it's kind of the front of the cab, if you would. Really nice, got some custom stitching. As I said, when it's nice out springtime, we'll do a real full tour and show you the whole works on this. You can see some of the stuff Vicky's done if you saw some of the other videos. So, bags we use. They actually do an upgraded speaker system in this. So they've got Alpine tweeters up there, big subwoofer here, and then big ones in the back. If anybody has one of these vehicles, the sound out of the factory isn't great. But Vic made this, just a shoe holder. It's kind of a dead space otherwise. The only thing that's back here is our lagoon table. So between that, and then she made this for things like, vitamins, cables, all that kind of stuff we put in there.
Tissues.
Tissues. Yep. Trash can. Bought aftermarket. Laundry hamper thing from them as well. So that's the front. We're going to spin around here in a sec, and I'm going to let Vic talk about the kind of the galley area and some of that stuff.
So this is our galley. It's a van, so it's small, but it's has everything packed in that we could possibly need. We have a small isotherm fridge with a small freezer, big enough that we can keep our ice balls to have bourbon by the fire at night. Then a small microwave, and we try to pack storage in absolutely everywhere in the van. So beyond being in the microwave, I also use it to store all of our plates and dishes. So one thing that really sold me and Pat or Sully on this van is most of the vans we looked at from the other manufacturers have the galley on the door side of the van, which to me, when you come into the van, it feels very crowded. What we really liked when we came into this van is it felt so much more open by putting the galley on the driver's side of the van versus the side with the door. So we've got, quite a few pull-out drawers with good sturdy locks, even silverware trays, it's really already nice. Built in. Yep. So it helps us keep everything well organized. Even though we have the sink here, we actually have some storage for different things underneath the sink.
In real plumbing, you can't see it under there. Sorry for the shakiness.
Yeah. Then we've got out back here, this cabinet's a little bit consumed by some other things. Yeah. Because this is where our Starlink is installed. Outside Van designs and sells the vans already set up so that it's pre-drilled, pre-sealed, so that you can quickly and easily install Starlink within your van. I'll let Pat later go through all the controls. I'm not as familiar with all of those. You'll notice we just have the sink because they provide us with the induction stove that goes into the drawer so that we have plenty of counter space within the galley. And then on this side of the galley, we have a bench. This is where the shower pan is stored. There's connections up on the ceiling, and it comes with the curtains, and you hook it up and then we can shower. It's a van, we don't have a ton of water, so they're very quick showers. Yeah. And then we have another bench, which is probably hard to see back here, and the lagoon table Pat mentioned earlier. We've got a couple different mounts, one down here, one towards the back, so that either we can spin the front seat around, sit with the lagoon table between us here, or we can set it up back here, sit between these two benches. I often also use it when it's back here for cooking and giving some extra counter space when I'm prepping breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
All right, so Vic walked you through the galley a little bit, as she mentioned. We have a couple of controls. Do have a Rixon diesel heater in here and hot water heater in one. Right now we got it on, as you can see, coming up to temp. Pretty bulletproof most of the time, I think folks would say. And it sips the diesel fuel. We topped off. Just to
so it'll be a true test tonight.
Yeah,
see
we'll
how
see.
much we use.
Yep. So we got that. And then it has Volta system in it. Has about 1,030 amp hours, about 13 kilowatt hours in this. So not bad at all. Does have 140 watt solar on the ZEP solar on the top, more to augment. We do have an external port that we can plug in another solar panel that we do have. We haven't tried that out. We got that at the end of the year last year. So pretty straightforward, as Vic said there. You know, really easy to use. Bluetooth. Can check it on the cell phone, on the app if we want to. Also have Max Air fan. Outside fan does a great job. I'm not going to show you. It's insulated. Nice custom covers they put on it. And put that to sleep. Controls for the lights, as she mentioned. Water pump, ceiling lights, gear light for the garage area underneath. Yep. And fix that later. So we said we do have the pneumatic 48 volt air conditioner. Don't need it today, obviously. Plenty of that outside. And I'm saying a lot of ums. Apologize. This is great though. Obviously with that 48 volt, not a big power draw. Can go for a long time with it. Worked great. You know, used it quite a bit in the summer.
Yeah, we did.
So really happy with that. Vic talked about that. We have lots of different power options. Vic mentioned the shower. There's an auxiliary pump here to make sure to get all the water out, pump it to the gray tank. Just has a little manual mode as well as an auto. 12 volt supplies. We also have, not 12 volts, excuse me, this is the USB on this one. 12 volts elsewhere. In the back, in those areas. Does come with this. This is actually part of the Murphy bed style. So as Vic said, the bed goes down, normally folds up. You can really do this one-handed. It has, probably all covered up here, nice gas hinges for these. Makes it easy. Don't mind our Julka porta potty. We can talk about that sometime if anybody is interested in it. We just got that, so. Storage, as Vic said, folds up and everything. More switches in the back, she's talked about before, and then you can see her curtain back there, 1.0. And we do have a roll-F bug screen on the slide van side. So that's it. You said mini tour?
Oh. Talk about my pillows?
Oh.
And where I got that idea?
So, yeah. I think it was Christian Schaefer, right?
Mm-hmm.
From hers, she mentioned it. So, can I unzip?
Yep.
So she had this in her van. Check it out. Great way to, you know, get some extra pillows, but extra storage. As Vic said, storage is a premium. So we got our Rumple blankets in here. You know, great way to store them, get them out of the way, free up some space, and then,
makes the bed look pretty during the day.
And that's important. You need a pretty bed. So, yeah, you know, it's been great. We'll see. No leaks, by the way. Been great. Kudos again to Matt and team. Thanks for getting our van back to us. Appreciate it. You know, I think that's it for the mini tour. It is only a 144. There's only so much space you can cover, you know, with these things. Yeah, as I say, we'll do a bigger tour. We'll do the outside when it's nice out. We can show you the lights and all those kind of things.
Yeah. And the owl boxes.
Yeah, owl boxes, all that stuff. So we'll save it for then. Anybody has any questions? Happy to show you. Real happy with the van. Talk to you later. Yeah, so we forgot. So one of our best features, again, not our idea to add something like this to the van. Drew and Savannah on our way to Rome, they actually, in all their custom builds they've done themselves, they usually have wood ceiling. They put a magnet in where they can hang a projector from. We went a little different. Not a lot of metal, a lot of powder coated stuff. Vic, yeah, and I know you can't see me, found some real industrial strength magnets.
Earth magnet.
Earth magnets? Yeah, rare earth magnets. If you want to be specific, we're engineers, we should know those things too.
Oh, you know what? We never put this up with a seat cone before.
No, we haven't. So, but got that. We've got
a nebula.
Nebula, as you can see, for a projector. It works great. You can put it either way, upside down or that way.
It'll autofocus?
Yeah, you can be at an angle, which we usually put it over here on the side, under here, because we got the power. Shoots right to it and works great. So we just wanted to mention that since we forgot about it. But we're just saying, what do we want to do? You know, it's not, it's 5:45. We said, let's put that on. with the Starlink and this, we're ready to go. And you can see, nice and solid. So we won't fire it up till we see everything set.
We come back when it's up and running.
Yeah, so sitting down, Vic made pasta.
Yeah.
I love this cheese. This stuff's so good. You can tell, right?
Yeah.
How much of it we go through.
Yeah, you go through one of those a week.
Yeah. So just sitting down, watching. We didn't show, I don't know if this will show up, but yeah, I know cheesy art channel, but we wanted to show you with the projector what it looked like. So not bad in here.
It's been staying at like 62?
62, yeah, 60. Oh, Vic's sitting next to the
Yeah,
sensor, so it's like 63. But not too bad.
Yeah, it's down to what, 22 outside?
Yeah, and it's supposed to drop down
to
14
tonight.
Yeah, it's 22, but it says feels like 10 right now because of the wind. Although the wind hasn't really been blowing too much, so it's not bad.
Yeah.
So we'll see. You know, like I say, plenty of warm blankets here and all that, and it's warmer. Obviously, the heat rises. So when we showed you where the heater was. It's like centrally located, like below Vic, where she's sitting right now. So we'll see.
Yeah, and we'll check in the morning, tell you how we survived.
Yeah, been cozy so far. Toasty, warm,
Yep.
snug. Oh, all right. I'm hungry.
Yep.
I'm gonna go eat.
See you in the AM.
Bye. Yeah. So, let me see, so a lot. Sorry.
We made it to morning.
Yeah.
The temp stayed at about 60, 61
Yeah,
in the van last night.
Yeah.
But the sensor's down here. So was it? We don't know for sure, but we think it was warmer up.
Yeah, heat rises, so.
Yeah. And we went to bed with, extra warm-up pants, long-sleeve shirts on. And I had to probably, after a couple hours, ditch down to just sleep shorts versus the warm-up pants and remove the socks. So I was definitely warm and toasty in the van.
Yeah, it wasn't cold. I wasn't cold at all.
No.
So it's good. Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely have to bring one of those. We have one of those little laser thermometer heat gun things, so you can see. We should bring that next time and see what it actually reads at.
Yeah.
It's about, what was it? Did I tell you when we get up? 19 degrees
19,
out?
yeah.
But
it not as windy today. Feels a little warmer.
No, and it's nice and sunny.
Yeah.
Which will be good for activities later on.
Yeah, we'll go out to the Old Man in the Mountain.
Yeah.
Historic site.
Yep. So if you're not familiar with that, so if you've seen New Hampshire's logo, we have one of the mountains up here. Yeah, and from the side it looked like a profile of kind of like they call it the Old Man in the Mountain. How many years ago was that?
2003, I think.
Yeah, it fell down. They've done stuff for decades to try and keep it up. They had like cables screwed in and wires and all this stuff.
They did a facelift.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it in place, but it just, one morning it was gone. So now they have a little memorial kind of monument thing, and we'll show you that later on for it, what that looks like.
It'll be a nice clear day, so it should be good to see.
Yeah, so time to eat some breakfast?
Yep, before our next adventure.
Yes. So we'll see you at the Old Man in the Mountain. Check this out. No dice.
We'll try again next time.
Yep.
Maybe when it's warm out.
Maybe. Tell us about these, Vic.
So, I predate 1989.
Yeah.
So, as a kid in the summertime, we'd always do random day trips places. And quite often we went up to North Conway with my parents, my brother, usually my grandparents. We come up, we have lunch, and these were open so you could go and ride them like, a fair ride or something in the summertime. And my brother, the first time we went, was terrified of going up. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, you can see all the way through 1989, and then they have over here the old tramway. You can't see the big tram that's going up now, the new ones. But these ran until 1980. This was the first, it says first aerial passenger tramway in North America.
Ooh, I don't know that I would want to ride in that thing.
Yeah.
That looks a little bit risky.
I don't know if you can see the one up there. Probably not. Let's see if I can. You can kind of see the new one going way up there now. Yeah. The old one.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah. All right. Here's Tilly. Oh, he just missed it. It's like an honor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right across the road.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Hey. I think it's another.
Yeah. Failed plans.
Yeah. That's a big old denied. I guess we're coming back when it's nice out to show you the old Mint historic site. Yeah. Not happening. Roads. You got the road in front of us?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I think
So,
it's
now I guess it looks like maybe lunch and then home?
Yep. We'll see. Maybe another activity, but that may be for another day in another video. But as far as this portion of the adventure, I'd say it was a success, other than
Everything we want to do not being open?
Yeah, I'm getting skunked on both of these, striking out twice. All right. Well, I think we'll do a recap when we get home.
Yeah.
And let you know what we thought, any other last minute notes or things we had. So that's all that's coming to mind at the moment.
Yep.
All right. Well,
see you shortly. So now that we've come home, we've unpacked, we've settled for a couple days, we really thought about how'd the trip go, what were the challenges.
Yeah. You know, winter camping brings its own unique situations. So what do you think some of the specific challenges were?
So I would say the fact that we couldn't do dishes. We had, we didn't have the gray water, freshwater tank hooked up. So we had to, wipe out dishes, take them home, and then do dishes once we were home.
And we used some
disposable.
Yeah, where we could. That was definitely something I think we noticed. You get used to it. Even if you're not connected to water at a campsite, you still get used to having that water available.
Making it easy to brush your teeth.
Yeah, the reason, rather than using a water bottle and that stuff, I mean, the reason we didn't have it was our gray tank's not heated. Could have had the fresh water, but again, that doesn't solve the gray.
Yeah, where does the fresh water go when we're done?
Yeah, that was, so not impossible, but something we had to, live without, but it's only a night, not like it was a hardship. Just if you were doing it longer, you may want to look at some other options. I'm sure folks have. So some of the other things that were challenging, this is probably unique to that day, was the wind.
Yeah.
It was really windy, which limited what we could do.
Yeah, so we couldn't, even though we have a solo stove, and it's wintertime, makes it real easy to make a fire in that.
Yeah.
But it was too windy for the solo stove, and too cold for us to actually spend some time outside to enjoy. So we were, once we were to the site, confined in the camper pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, we did go out, as you saw in some of the other video.
Yeah, but as soon as the sun went down, it got cold.
Yeah, it was real cold. I think with the wind chill, it was like -4 or 5, something like that. So you wouldn't want to be out there for too long with those kind of winds blowing.
Yeah.
So definitely missed the campfire, gray tank challenges without water. Those are probably the biggest challenges, I'd say.
Yeah. So with the lack of the water, we really had to plan ahead on what we were going to have for dinner and breakfast, so that we picked meals that weren't going to be a big mess to clean up, and one pot meals.
Yeah, we had plenty of fresh water in the van.
Yeah,
we have jugs that go in the fridge and that, so that was easy enough. So I think that was it for probably, at least for this shorter trip. That was the challenge we had. Did we think we were warm enough?
So I would say sleeping with the curtain in the back in bed, we were plenty warm.
Oh yeah, it's toasty.
But I think the fact that we were so toasty there, we started to notice
cool spots or drafts elsewhere.
Yeah, up near the side door, the sliding door, it was cold over there, and then the shower box, kind of where we have another seat, it felt cold. I couldn't figure out where the draft was from. I don't know if, maybe if you'd finished the front curtain.
Yeah, or maybe it's the fact that the shower pan's in there and it's
Right.
metal and it's just
Yeah.
retaining the cold.
Yeah.
And there's no way for the hot air from
Right.
the heater to get inside
Yeah.
of that cabinet to heat it up.
Right.
But I do think the front curtain would make some difference, because one thing we did notice in the morning when we got up, because of all the hot air
Yeah,
inside the van, we had condensation
that's something you want.
primarily
You
in
definitely
the
don't-
front
Yeah.
on the windows. Not a lot, but
Oh, it was pretty wet. I had to wipe it down,
Yeah.
and you don't want, anybody who's got a van, you don't want condensation. Fortunately, it was just to the glass windows. It wasn't
Yeah.
like the walls or anything were
yeah, it
sweating.
wasn't dripping.
No. Definitely something to think about. The insulated curtains that we do have that go on the glass from Canyon Adventure vans, those did get a little damp.
Yeah,
I
we
did let
did.
those dry out afterward. But, I do think, like you said, with the curtain, the front insulated curtain between the...
Help make a break
Yeah.
in
I think,
between the hot air
yeah, I definitely think that would
and the
help.
cab.
Yeah. So definitely warm enough overall, I would say. It wasn't a challenge. I mean, we could have cranked the heater up more if we even needed to. We didn't have it because we didn't need it. It got really hot.
Yeah, it was. I would say it's about as hot. It was about as hot when we were sleeping as it is at home that we set the furnace to.
Oh, I think I felt warmer than home
Yeah.
even.
Well, we had some extra covers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely had layers on. So, yeah, warm enough.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite part of the winter camping?
Just the kind of the solitude of being out there.
Oh, you stole my answer.
Not, there wasn't like, we walked around the area. There's only like 7 spots where we stayed, but there's only like 2 other folks in those spots,
Yeah.
and one of them we didn't even see. I think they probably work at the ski mountain, Cannon Mountain, that was right there, and then the other one was gone in the
Before we
morning.
even got
Yeah.
got up.
Right.
Yeah.
So that the challenge, maybe, of can we do this? It is.
Yeah.
It was our first time using the van in those kind of conditions. So
Well, first time winter camping.
Yeah.
At all, whether in a van or
right.
in a tent.
Yep. So what was yours?
So I wasn't going to say solitude, but just the quiet.
Yeah.
And the silence when you
Just
leave
outside.
the van, and just getting disconnected
Right.
from everything like back home, and being able to just
Yeah.
take 24, 48 hours and
Yeah.
get away from all the headaches of work and home ownership and
Yeah, you
all
just-
those other adulting activities.
You get to play make believe a little
Yeah.
bit. So that's probably the best part, I think, for me that I liked. Worst part? What do you think?
So I'm going to answer for you, and I don't think it has anything to do with the winter camping. It was the drive up for you.
Yeah, definitely. That was situational. I mean, the
Yeah.
winds were gusting like 45, and in a Sprinter van, that thing's like a giant sail without a rudder. It was, we started off the drive near home. It wasn't bad. It's like,
Yeah.
I was relaxing, forgetting about work and stuff, going, and then once we got on the highway, and we get to some spots, it was like,
Yeah.
you didn't know. I think the analogy I used to Vic, it's like walking down a hallway with your eyes closed, and there's people on each side just waiting to shove you, and that anticipation is what it felt like, of waiting for somebody to just shove you.
Yeah.
So the drive in this case for this particular trip.
So I would say the really probably has nothing to do with the fact that it was camping,
Right.
but the fact that we had planned some activities,
Yeah.
and maybe I should have researched a little better before going, but we didn't anticipate the ski museum or the Old Man in the Mountain
I don't even know if they
not
were
being accessible or closed.
right, and I don't know if the ski museum, they had a sign up in the door, like they were off at like a race. Who knows
Yeah.
if that was even on the website?
Yeah.
And like you said, yeah, we have to go back to the Old Man historic site.
Yeah, when we can actually get there.
Yeah, as you saw in the video,
Yeah.
we got skunked on those.
So I think the big question is, would we do it again?
I think so. I definitely would. I want, learn things this time. I think some things we do different. I want to see if the front curtain would make a difference if we did it again. We are getting towards spring now, so I don't know if we'll really have the opportunity this year, but
until
next year.
Yeah.
But again, we'll have figured out more things in the van by that point.
what I think would be fun to do again,
Yeah.
even though, the convenience of Canon was we had power, so we could
Right.
plug in and access things. It would be fun to go a little more off-road
Yeah.
and a little more, away from a parking lot, which
Yeah, I mean,
was on one half of the campsite.
we could have gone back to Ebb and Flow. The owners actually said if we'd wanted to go up,
Yeah.
we could go there. For this time, not having, done this before,
Yeah,
we didn't want to try that. So,
maybe next time.
yeah, maybe next time.
So, anything we would change for our next trip?
You probably, what you covered before, right? Location.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe try somewhere else. I'm trying to think what else I would. We had you saw the setup, in the mini tour. We didn't really show up with the screen, with the projector. I mean, you have all those kind of comforts, so plenty of entertainment, even though we couldn't go everywhere.
So I think what I would change is I've got the bucket I can do dishes in.
Yeah.
We can boil water.
Right.
We brought water. We probably need to bring a bucket of sorts so that we could do dishes and, have a faux gray water
Yeah.
tank
Yeah.
so that we could clean things up and,
Yeah.
dump that tank once we got to, or that bucket
Yeah.
with a sealed lid.
Yeah, ours isn't like other vans. I've seen other folks, they just disconnect their sink and they get a 5-gallon container
yeah.
and just run that. The way ours is, the way it's plumbed, you couldn't really do that. And there's nowhere to stick it either because it's the space under the sink is only that big.
We could put a half-gallon under there maybe.
Yeah.
But I think we could work around it
Right.
with that. Plus, if it was nice enough, I could have boiled water and washed dishes, in theory outside.
Right.
But it was a little too chilly.
Well, you don't have to
for
wash
that.
them outside. It's just getting rid of
Yeah.
that. There's different rules on gray water, which you can do with it,
Mm-hmm.
and where you can dispose of it if you're too near water and stuff. And we were too near.
Yeah, we weren't,
No.
a couple hundred feet, if even
No.
from the lake we walked down to. So.
No. So I think that was probably it. I mean, it was a good experiment to see how the back current worked, minus the fail.
Yeah.
The disasters you said.
Which I think one other thing I didn't note in the previous video that I did realize with rolling up the curtain is where I placed the zippers on it, I could only roll it up from outside.
Yeah.
I couldn't roll it up from inside. So my modified design is going to change where those zippers are to make it easier to roll up.
Yeah, we didn't put it down all the way either in the back to see how that acted for some more of that kind of, to keep the garage area a little warmer too.
And next time we want to bring one of those temperature guns.
Oh yeah, to see.
So we can test.
Figure out where it really is cold. And,
Yeah.
and what's warm.
Because we're just guessing based on how we feel,
Yeah.
which some of them were obvious, but
Yeah.
it'd be good to get a little ground truth on what the actual temperatures are.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to know what was really going on. So, yeah, it was good. I mean, overall, it's I think a successful trial.
Adventure.
The adventure, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It proved the curtain did work, even if the design wasn't quite like you wanted it. It kept you warm over there. I think you even said where it was rolled up, it actually created like a break.
Yeah, because it was rolled up and kind of snug against the door, so
Yeah.
it was stopping the
And-
air from the bottom coming up.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd say success overall.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of thumbs up, if you like this, give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Remember to subscribe. Any comments, leave them below.
Any suggestions for, our future winter camping adventures that are lessons you've learned from yours that maybe we didn't think about and we should be applying? We'd love to hear from you.
See you soon.